Hello there. I'm so glad you could make it. I'm Mariam. I'm a scientist and an artist. And you're just in time for a forest walk. Here, we can let the anxieties just slip away as we watch the birds and the leaves in the trees and all the creatures that we find in the forest as they go about their daily lives. We can spend this time looking at the shapes and different colors that we find. So, for example, the leaves and the birds in the sky. And they remind me of how incredibly grateful I am to be here, and how grateful I am that you're here too. It feels like home. Welcome home. Okay. What else does it do? This is Lily. She's a good girl. She loves fairy lights. Look at her go. She's trying to eat them. So this week has been absolutely wonderful. Just the coziness of Christmas is really setting in, and all the lights and the buzzing atmospheres really bringing such joy to my little soul. And I've just been thinking about other things such as dreams and following them, and also sort of running off of last week's video where I got a few comments which were incredibly supportive, and I'm incredibly grateful for. Yeah, I just wanted to come up here and say it's never too late to start something that you're scared of starting, because it's true that life is so very short. We never know what is going to come around the corner, and you also never know, in a positive way, what trying new things out will actually bring you. And in all of this as well, I hope you also realise that your contributions to the world are absolutely needed. It's so special because only you can bring what you can bring. This is Toto. He's a good boy. Let's take a little break just before we start to put the things up on the wall. It seems we have a friend joining us today.
Are you ready? Yeah? Here we go. You ready? Let's go. Come on. Good boy. Good boy.
With rubbing alcohol, separate strips, apply a cleaner.
Beneath the shadows of this quiet town, see you there, your pillows on the ground. Your eyes are heavy with the weight of the world, lost in the light.
It's a little bit wonky. Not there.
Take a chance and try once more. Don't let your worries weigh you down.
Garlic. Crazy. Okay. seems our little helper is just enjoying a little hug. God, do I feel grateful to be able to do this anytime I like. He's such a good boy. You must be exhausted. It's been a long afternoon. He's trying to eat the tree.
You don't eat the tree. Hmm? Good boy. Ta-da. Not impressed.
It took me some time to try and get this wreath or garland straight, and I thought maybe we could put some baubles on it too, but I wasn't sure where.
Tutti.
Perhaps Toto has an idea. I've also added some orange cuttings that I tried out in the oven last year. They stayed pretty good all year long. I was surprised. Good boy. He's a good boy. The afternoon is creeping up on us, and the evening is setting in. I'm actually a little afraid of heights, but I thought in this one case it was worth going up there to put the lights up. They make everything feel much warmer and far more cozy. I love fairy lights. I feel like we need them all year round. I put our friends in the little tree beds, and here they are, Moose, Rabbit, and Lion. They look satisfied. Oh, a little bit of a hygiene routine in between the toes is especially important. And Lily's catching a nap. Good girl. It seems I've worked up quite an appetite doing all that. Perhaps some of this panettone will do. And maybe a cup of tea? Mostly milk. I'm watching a lecture by Robert Sapolsky. I love this lecture series from Stanford. They make me actually feel very cozy. I recommend them.
Here's a hormone that explains this behavior. This behavior is caused by hormone X. Hormone X is coded for by a gene. So suddenly you're not just talking about endocrinology, you're talking about gene. And all we're going to do is
Let's get started with some polymer clay. I've got some translucent clay,
of describing the outcome.
and I'm going to cut a little bit out of it and roll it up into a ball and then flat using a rolling pin. Here I'm making some little grooves into the flattened petal, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. These are tools you can get off of Amazon or any creative shop you may be living nearby. You can pop these onto keychains or onto earrings. I'm making a choice here. Oh no, a piece has fallen off. Let's try that again. Or perhaps in the morning. Let's get
getting late. Good girl. We've got a couple of gifts to wrap with some of our friends. Good morning. It's a new day, and we have some art pieces to work on. Let's do some illustrations with Toto, Lily, and, well, Pixie somewhere in the background. Lily's getting in her workout. She's doing a good job. Sometimes I'll illustrate as I watch an old movie I used to love. You may know it. Perks of Being a Wallflower. Perhaps we can make a little meal together. How about a grilled sticky? We get the grilling machine, some bread, some cheese, and out pops a wonderful little sandwich. This is my favorite snack to make, especially in the winter months when things are cold outside and I want to feel a little bit more cozy. When I was a student, this was my favorite meal to make in between study sessions. Good steam. There it is, the grilled sticky. Just a good amount of toast. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. I'm so small, said the mole. Yes, said the boy, but you make a huge difference. What do you want to be when you grow up? Kind, said the boy. What do you think success is? Asked the boy. To love, said the mole. One of our friends got us this book called Art and Fear. It's a collection of opinion pieces, and it addresses confidence in your art and the fears that you may have regarding it. I'm still getting through it myself, but I do recommend, especially for the artist. Remember those earrings we were making yesterday? Let's continue now that we've had a little rest. Sometimes you need a little rest from your art, just to come back a little bit more refreshed. I always find a fresh mind is a creative one. Here I'm poking little holes into the petals so that little metallic pieces can be threaded through. Because I used translucent clay, you can actually see through these pieces. At least just a little. Now that we have 4 pieces in total, we can put them to cook. We'll set the oven to about 110 degrees Celsius and let them cook for roughly 30 minutes. Our friend is back. He's waiting for the oven to warm up too. It could take any amount of time. He's ready. Good boy. Pixie's here too. She has some allergies. Needs to wear a comb for a little bit. Good girl. And here we are. The earrings. I like how they dangle. Perhaps I can make some more in the future. Hope you don't mind me joining you. Are you purring? Are you happy? Pixie's falling asleep. The reason I decided to put this long video together, keep it slow, is because I have recently been feeling a lot more anxious, especially with the shorter days and the coldness as well of outside. And when I feel anxious, I like to watch slow and steady videos. I thought if I'm feeling anxious, someone else might also be feeling it. And so I thought, hey, let's make one myself. And so I hope, especially in a time like now, when feelings of loneliness creep in, and I hope this makes you feel loved and less alone. And thank you for joining me, especially if you've made it this far. You make this world a much better place just by being in it. If I don't see you before the new year, have a lovely one. Onwards and upwards.